Robert F. Kennedy. Well, I'm going to put it to you that he killed his wife. And I know what you're going to say. No, he didn't. It was suicide. Well, I'm going to put it to you from what I've deduced that he is responsible for the death of his wife. But one. Not his current wife, no. Well, you see, Robert F. Kennedy, the man who's set to be the health secretary, yes, he's going to be in charge of your health. And what's he going to do to make you more healthy? He is going to remove the things that make you more healthy, like fluoride in your water, so the minerals strengthen your, enamel, and neutralise the acids. I think you might need to clean your teeth a little bit more often once he becomes the health secretary. But why do I think that there is a correlation or a distinct possibility that Bobby Kennedy was responsible for his wife's death? I'm not accusing him directly. No, I'll get that out there. And no, it's not alleged. These are just my own thoughts after reading lots of reports about Robert Kennedy and his missus and various other stuff that's gone on with Robert Kennedy. It paints a picture about the man. Well, before I get into it, we must go in and boot the old like button and maybe subscribe to the channel, that little bell icon just there. Yes, because then you get one thing in your pocket every time I upload another video. Now, first of all, though, why has Donald Trump, Diaper Don, put Robert Kennedy as the health minister or health secretary, whatever you call it in the United States? Anyways, we're in charge of your health. Well, I suppose it's because he's an anti-vaxxer. He's a COVID denier. He's a tinfoil hat wearer. That he is. He has some strange ideas of late. But surprises me. Because Robert Kennedy, he does have an accolade of some fantastic things that he's achieved in his life. Not in his marriage, no. And I'm not talking about his sexual conquests either, that you'd expect from that philanderer. No. I'm talking about his accolade of achievements regarding the environment. Which begs the question, why did Donald Trump choose him? When Donald Trump's idea of the environment is more beachfront properties with rising sea levels. That's what he said. Well, Bobby Jr. Well, Kennedy Jr. Anyway, Robert F. Kennedy, he said that Donald Trump was, I say he wasn't a good man. No. His current wife also said that. Oh, no. You're not going to be working for him again. Not for Donald Trump, no. You see, him and his current wife have got opposing political views. She's clearly got a brain cell, other than the fact she's married this geezer. I wonder what he's up to behind the scenes with her, I don't know. Well, not with her, but with somebody else. If you know what I mean. Maybe he's cleaned up his act. Maybe. Maybe he's, taken some... He's a sex fiend, okay? He's an addict. He's a sex addict. It's a good job I'm not. I'll be really depressed. But anyway. Now, if you look at the history here, and what's been going on with Bobby Kennedy, and Mary Kathleen Richardson Kennedy, she was an American, an American, some past tense, because she's dead, isn't she, American interior designer and philanthropist. My lips don't work like that. They're big words for me to say. I'm only a woodworker, you know. Anyway, she was a proponent of green building and energy and anything for the environment. Did a huge amount of work on the Hudson River and what have you. And this is how Bobby Kennedy met her. He met her through his sister, who's also an activist and campaigner and somebody who works very hard for the environment. So did Bobby Kennedy. Anyway, they got together. Yeah. Did their thing. Made 4 kids, they did, together. Yeah. I don't know how many other kids he's got scattered around, but who knows? He had 4 at the time what he knew of. Let's just put it like that. Now, in 2010, there was a legal separation between the two, and she was struggling. But when you look into the detail of it all, you can understand why she was taking a bad turn, a very sad turn, really. And she was struggling with her mental health, and as such, she turned to alcohol and what have you, you know. Well, and it was quite well publicised, wasn't it, at the time, and about a suicide. That was back in 2012. So it did, receive national media attention. In fact, it actually went international. There were stories about it in the UK as well. Now, they got married, I think it was back in 1994. Now, it was after, obviously, they met working on, the Hudson River and some of the brother of a close friend, Kerry Kennedy and what have you. And anyway, they got together and they had 4 kids. I guess, think in my head now. Connor, Aiden, and William. So, things moved on and what have you. But unfortunately, Bobby Kennedy didn't move on. No. He was still behaving in exactly the same way as he was before he got married. He was quite happy to, she was I think she was his second wife. Been married before, you see, and had kids. Now, he is a well-documented philanderer, and he's open and honest about that. He had no choice. No. I'll get into that in a moment. But, he used to send, explicit photographs of all his conquests and what have you to his friends and various people. About his... Who does that sort of thing? He's seriously not right in the head. He might have done all this great stuff and what have you. But privately, he's screwed up. He's well screwed up. He even assaulted his babysitter, Lisa Cooney. Don't know how old she was, but I wouldn't be surprised she wasn't very old, if you know what I mean. Well, his wife, she got arrested, what have you, after divorce, what have you, for odd separation, for drunk driving and that. But it's not quite as bad as Kennedy. He got charged and arrested and for the possession of heroin. This was in South Dakota. They did plead guilty. There's a single felony charge, but he had to do these 2 years of probation. He'd been taking heroin for around 14 years. Well, if that don't screw with your blooming head, I don't know what does. No wonder he's wearing a tinfoil hat. Well, think about Mary Kennedy. With everything that she knew what was going on, because she knew what was going on, and that's pretty much why, I would imagine, why she was taking a bad turn. She was struggling to deal with her husband doing what he's doing. She knew. She just hadn't managed to catch him out at that time. But she knew that her husband was, laying his seed, you could say. Sowing it all over the flippin' place. But she was a trained boxer. And Bobby Kennedy did say he got a shiner once off her. Yeah. And her engagement ring, well, got crushed in his tear duct. Sounds like he deserved it. Causing permanent damage. Well, that explains it. Now, Mary asked me to lie for her in the family courts, what have you, about how he got his shiner. But obviously he didn't. He got custody anyway, temporary custody, while she had to try and sort herself out. So they gave the custody to a philanderer and convicted heroin user and possession. Well, there are some times which Bobby Kennedy reflects on and how she used to flare up and what have you, and fits of rage, drunken rage and what have you. Now, I put it to you that the reason why she was like that is because Bobby Kennedy was flirting about, sticking his penis wherever he wants to put it, with no consideration for his family whatsoever. Zero integrity. Zero. Now, I've got no time for people like that. I really have not. I've been with my missus now for 36 years now. Been married over 30. Got 6 kids. And I can honestly say I've never done anything that bloomin' stupid. You know? I have done stupid stuff, mind. But not that kind of stupid. No. I think it's really, I believe it's very, having that integrity and honesty. Because I won't lie to you. People who know me know I won't lie. I won't make mistakes, but I won't lie. And to me, it's just idiotic to do so. You've always got to remember the lies. And if you don't, people know you're a liar and they'll never trust you again. Catch yourself out, you see. Now, apparently she screamed, "Aiden," as she hit me. These are Bobby Kennedy's words. Saying that, the devil! He's the devil. That's what she was saying, apparently, according to Bobby Kennedy. I wouldn't be surprised. She was clearly disturbed. Saying that he's the most evil man in the world, he says. Everything he does is evil and fraudulent. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Since he's putting himself in tow with Donald Trump. An adulterer and a sex addict, she says. He says that with such glee, like, you know, I'm the man. Well, anyway. Mary Richardson, she was found dead. Right, this was in May 16th, 2012. She was found dead at home in Bedford, New York. And there was ruled as suicide by hanging. But it doesn't make you think of things like, oh, that may be, I don't know, like Charlie Epstein and the virus geezer who all of a sudden, you know, oh, they'll get me. If I get up in jail, they'll get me. They will. And, you know, and he died. What's his name? McAfee. That's it, McAfee. And then you got Epstein and what have you. Apparently he hung himself. So funny, there's all cameras got turned off and stuff, you know, at the time. I wonder what happened there. And then you got this. Just putting it out there. But either way, I believe that he drove her to suicide. If it was suicide. Yeah, it was suicide. But he drove her to that. He is responsible for that. She wasn't always like that. She wasn't always a drunk. She wasn't always suffering with mental illness. She was knotted inside. She was angry. But something that she probably still loved was cheating on her and lying about it. As you probably felt a little bit trapped as well, 4 children and what have you. And I remember my dear wife, the stories that she's told to me, because she's been married before. Her ex-husband used to beat her up and drag her about by her legs, the tights and what have you. It's a long time ago, but she's still it still causes her problems today. Bugs your head, you see. So even if he didn't do it, I believe he was responsible. These are my thoughts, okay? I'm not saying it's documented as such, because it's not, because it says it was suicide by hanging. At the time, it was found that she had antidepressants in her blood. But before her death, Mary Richardson managed to break into his safe. Because she had suspicions. She knew there was something going on, but she had no evidence. She's obviously seen and put something in there before, so she wanted to see what was going on. Was there any evidence in there? Well, she found his personal journal from 2001, where he recorded all his sexual encounters with 37 different women. 37 sexual conquests, which he thought was a cool idea to document. Now, he says it was a part of his therapy for the fact that he was a sex addict. I put him as just that he was proud of his conquests. He's not a good person. He's just not. Even though he has done a lot of environmental good in his work life, but on a personal level, family level, he's not a moral man. Well, Kennedy, as in, Richardson, I should say, Mary Richardson was Kennedy. She handed the journal to her sister and said, if anything happens to me, get it published in the press. So, needless to say, Bobby Kennedy has no choice but to be honest about what actually is in this book. Had no choice whatsoever. Now, does this look like an honest man? Does this look like somebody you would trust? Because quite frankly, he doesn't to me. No. And when I think of this poor woman who's driven into suicide. She should have hit him pretty hard, is what I was saying. Anyway, this is a book called Ask Not, The Kennedys and the Woman They Destroyed. New York Times best-selling author Maureen Callahan. I want you to read that one. Well, I just find the whole thing absolutely shocking and disgusting. But it didn't stop there, did it? No. She was buried, okay? Now, there was a court case and what have you, or Bobby Kennedy managed to get her buried, like a family plot, so to speak. Her funeral was organised by the Kennedy family and was held at the Patrick Catholic Church in Bedford. And this was that's May 12th, 2012. And the memorial service was all organised by the Richardson family and held at the Standard Hotel in Manhattan. But there was a legal battle between her widower, Bobby Kennedy, and her brother. Basically, who I suppose it'd be who had control over the remains. But anyway, as was the husband, I suppose, but they were married at the time, so I understand. But anyway, he won anyway. And he won the court case and buried her beside his aunt and uncles. Now, 3 days later, I don't know who in their right mind would do this. There he was. He got himself a spade and a little, pickaxe or and dug up the body and moved Mary Richardson's body to an empty, isolated spot. Okay, he didn't do it himself. Right, got someone else to do it, but who the heck does that? Who the heck would exhume the body and exhume the body and move it just after it's been buried with all those people who attended the funeral, and he got the body and took to a different plot? I just find the whole thing unbelievable. Have they made a film about this yet? That's what I would like to know. The thing is, you see, when you get people like Bobby Kennedy and what have you, you can understand in some ways why Donald Trump wants people like him. People with a negative history. You see, these people can never really stand up against Donald Trump because he's got the ammunition to throw right back in their faces, just like Pete Hegseth. And that would have been Matt Gaetz if he, and Tom Homan and all them lot. Throw right back at them. I just find it shocking. I really do. And this was a man who did so much good environmentally. I mean, flipping, he's got massive about 100 odd things that he's done, and he even took Monsanto to court. Monsanto, major corporations, to court. I admire him for that. He even sued the United States Navy on behalf of fishermen and residents of a little island off of Puerto Rico. They're the same little islands now. That's apparently a floating pile of rubbish. I wonder how he felt about that. Anyway, this was to stop weapons testing and bombing in the air and what have you. Because it was killing the fish. He says it was all unnecessary, he said at the time. So, the man has done some good. But on his personal level. And more recently, he's gone a little bit, how to put it, batshit crazy. Now, there are certain things I do agree with. Things like food colorings and stuff like that, like the red food colorings, it's not good. It's not good. But these are unnecessary things. They're just so it looks different. Just makes something prettier. It makes no difference in a positive sense, but possibly negatively. I agree with that. There are doubts, I suppose. Some people have got doubts regarding fluoride, if that actually even does anything. Because at the time when it was introduced, not many people clean their teeth. And a lot of toothpastes and what have you, if there was any people even using the stuff, didn't even have fluoride in any way, and that came later. And it's only a mineral. But it seems to think it causes autism and stuff like that. It's like anything they disagree with causes autism. Or some kind of childhood mental condition, What caused this, I wonder? The heroin? Maybe. Can't help themselves, the man can't. But what do you reckon? Please leave it in the comments down below. But please beat the old like button. And maybe subscribe to the channel, little bell icon. You've got to support Jane, little Patreon or buy us coffee, and links down below. So although I'm saying, not necessarily saying it was a murder, no, I'm saying he drove her to it. Because he's not a moral man. No. Anyway, we're doing a rewilding, talking about environmental type stuff, rewilding here in France. If you want to be a part of that, I'm so sorry it's a long video, but there's a lot to be said, and I could say darn sight more. But anyway, we're doing rewilding here in France. If you want to have a tree, we'll put a tree in the ground for you. There's links down below if you're interested in that. And I'll put a sign with the tree, see? But your name on it, maybe memory of a loved one, might be. So anyway, it's time for me to go, because I toodaloo, you know. But please just poop the like button. Toodaloo.